Wrestling fans, it is really late on a Wednesday, and we stayed up just for you guys. I'm Jeremy York. He's Clay Harden. We are the tag team champions of AEW Media that is not currently under contract as AEW Media. And this is Fabulous Wrestling Talk, all in. How are you late on a Wednesday?
Well, I did work, and then we did the coaches show for Hometown Sports Media tonight,
Mhm.
and we're like 35 minutes past my bedtime right now. So, all in all, it's been a good day.
Truth be told, even though my day started at about 6:50, 7 o'clock, I'm probably still an hour and a half out of my bedtime, so I should be okay.
Now, I get up at 5:30 every morning and get my walking in.
Have fun with that. I'll let you do that one.
It's coming. It's coming at 5:30 in the morning, whether I want it or not.
I hear you. I hear you. Uh, Luckily, we got to watch this one together. This was a pretty solid pay-per-view. Had some really good stuff in it. Thank goodness we're not going to mention any of the pre-show stuff because I've
It
never
it
seen.
was it was awful.
Yeah, and I like your idea that we are going to start with matches that titles did not change hands because that is a really short amount of matches.
It was a
Uh,
way more title changes than I thought there was going to be.
oh yeah, I would say twice as many by far.
I thought maybe two belts would have changed hands.
And instead, it was about all but two of them.
Yep.
But let's start with the Young Bucks, who took on FTR and the Acclaimed. I don't have a problem with the Young Bucks retaining, even the way they retained, but I felt like this was a missed opportunity to get the Acclaimed the belts back and maybe even do a heel turn.
Yeah, I was kind of wanting. They were leading up to a heel turn that never happened. I love a good
Yeah,
heel turn, even if it'd been FTR, because when they first came into
sure.
the AEW, they were heels. They were great heels. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe them do something like dubious shenanigans and do a heel turn and get the belts back. It made sense for the Acclaim to do it, but the way it turned out, the Young Bucks, the storyline with them right now is pretty good, so I'm okay with them keeping the title. It was an entertaining match. They did about as good as they could have with tag matches. I like to see. I don't like to see a triple threat tag match. It don't
No,
make no sense to me. Triple threat singles matches are good, but
yeah,
tag matches just don't make sense. But it
it's
was an
just too
entertaining
many
match.
moving parts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
way
too
too
many
many.
moving parts,
Yeah, because
especially when you
you're relying on somebody that's not on your team to tag you in,
right.
which is just dumb.
Yeah, that's like when you're at the family shindig, and there's two pieces of pie left, and you're relying on that random relative to leave you the other piece. It's not going to happen.
Yep, yep. Your fat uncle. Go ahead on your. You think your fat uncle's gonna give you a piece of that pie?
Or sometimes
And a triple threat tag match only makes sense if it's like a tornado tag where everybody's in the ring at
yeah,
one time. That
yeah.
makes sense.
But the whole tagging part, I don't like it.
Yeah, not a three way.
But the Young Bucks retain, like we said, we're both okay with it. For them to keep the belts like that, the only belt that group doesn't have is the world title, and it could happen.
Uh, it could. I don't know who it would be at this point, but it could. Maybe Hangman, officially joins the Elite again. Remember they fired him.
Yeah, because the only other person that makes sense is if Omega returned, and I don't know how far out he is.
Yeah, but Omega was so far over with the crowd. I
Yeah,
don't know that you put him with a heel faction.
yeah, I really would say he may not be healed the rest of his career, even.
Heel Kenny was better with Don Callis.
Yeah, by far. Um, Man, I want to skip the Casino Gauntlet match for a second because we have to talk about that previous match before that led up to that. Um,
The six man, the trios.
yeah, the trios match that led up to that, and that's a little teaser there. So let's go with the one that thank goodness they buried on the card, and they put it in the most perfect spot ever. And I hope they continue to bury every Mercedes Moné match. This match followed Osprey MJF, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But Mercedes beats Britt Baker, or at least she was awarded the match. I don't know that she outshined her at all. The bright spot of this match to me was A, Britt Baker's back. B, it lasted less than I thought it would, and C, Camille could actually be a big time player for them if they play it right.
The best thing I took away from that match was I would have, or the worst thing about the match for me, the biggest takeaway was I felt like if you really want to push Mercedes as a heel, have her win with some kind of heel something or another. But she
Yeah.
beat her clean.
Yep.
So if
And
you really want,
that's probably in the contract.
if you want to put her over as a heel, you have her cheat win.
Yeah.
But and they didn't do it.
No.
Other than
But
that,
like I
there were
said,
some good spots. Like they both, I thought they both wrestled a good match.
it was, and like I said, I look forward to the matchups we're gonna get. And we're gonna get into that with somebody else later. But like I said, Camille, when she is gonna go against other people in the women's division, you're gonna get some really fun matches, and you're gonna realize how good she really is.
Yeah, right now they're just kind of bringing her along. Does she have any dark matches? AEW dark,
Think so. I think she's done a couple,
like
maybe even
squash matches.
non-televised. Yeah, just like I know dark matches are non-televised technically, but they show them on the internet. But yeah, maybe like a house show deal or something. She's been doing something.
But when she does finally get in the ring, you're going to see the Wardlow treatment where she's just up against some local talent and it lasts about 30 seconds.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's more than likely what they do for a while. But then we move to I got to give it to him. I was hoping I got something different because I've seen I don't know 20 or 30 coffin matches in general, mostly in WWE. I've seen a couple on the indie scene, and Jack Perry and Darby Allin gave us a completely different coffin match.
Yeah, it was a solid match. If, you know, I was talking to a guy at work today. We were ranking them, and I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Very
that's
entertaining. A lot of high spots. There was blood, and Darby went clean in the coffin without the
yeah.
Young Bucks or Okada interfering. So I
Which is
thought it was a very entertaining match, and I like Jack Perry as the TNT champion.
and I like him as a heel. I think he was almost born to be one.
Yeah. The clean shaven, fun loving Jungle Boy is not his persona.
No, 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 no. No, his dad was a pretty good gray area heel on TV, and I think that's where he should be.
Yep, I agree.
And we got to see the return of Sting. Sting showed up at the end to make sure that Darby didn't get burned alive in a coffin. So I mean, what's more AEW than that?
Yeah, I wonder if Sting misses it. I wonder if that's why he's back.
Either that, or I think he's going to do the Rey Mysterio thing, except for he may not wrestle as much as Rey still does. I think he's going to come back to help maybe get his kid a little more ready.
Yeah,
Because we know one of them's training. He's not ready for AEW yet, but why don't you ask Hook what happens when your dad's in a wrestling organization? How well that helps you.
yeah, get you up to the top pretty quick.
Get your own belt. You get to face Jericho every week. I mean, sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yep, even though he's not that great.
No, definitely not. But those were the three matches that didn't involve championships changing hands. We can gloss over that one real quick. Hook wins the FTW belt back from Chris Jericho. Big Bill and Brian Keith made it where it was a 3-on-1 forever. And then, as we predicted, I'm not sure why it took almost 8.5 full minutes for that to happen because the match was only 10 minutes, which is about fair. Taz gets up and proceeds to make sure that Brian Keith is not going to be conscious enough to interfere anymore. And Hook had Jericho in the what does he call that? It's just a rear naked choke. I don't know what they call it.
I can't remember. Like it's whatever Taz called it back in the day. That's
Yeah,
what Hook calls it.
I don't remember what he called it.
Is
But
it the
Hook gets
coquina
the belt
clutch?
back.
No, that's Joe's thing.
Yeah. Um, it don't even say on here.
Maybe Jericho 10 minutes is the top of the mark for him. Maybe that's all he can go.
I mean, and that's with the help of two other people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. The days of Jericho working 30-minute matches are long gone.
I would hope so. Just for his sake,
He is 58.
which is astonishing that I've seen his entire career.
Yep, I remember when he broke in. I remember when he was in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, working with Unabomb.
Yeah.
You know who Unabomb is?
Um. Wait, I should know it.
Now you know him as Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
I was about to say. I was like, it's not Taker. Taker was in Texas. I was like, it was Smoky Mountain would have been Kane.
Yep, that was Kane. Unabomb was Kane.
That would have been fun.
Hey, they go back and watch some of those. They're in a high school gym. There's 500 people there, and there are some Hall of Famers working those matches. Al
Oh,
Snow,
Smoky Mountain is a must watch for anybody, and it's not a circus factor. It's some of the best wrestling you're going to see.
Al Snow was in it. Kane was there. The Rock and Roll Express was there. The Heavenly Bodies, which was Pritchard and I can't remember Pritchard's partner's name. But they were the Heavenly Bodies. They had a run on WWE for a while.
Yeah.
Cornette ran it. The Midnight Express was there. Jericho was there for a little while. I mean, it's if you watch it, you're gonna see some faces you recognize. Anyway,
Oh,
we
there were
got off on
tons.
tangent.
We did. I was trying to see. No, that didn't help me. Anywho, uh, let's talk about that trios match.
Hey, just sometimes you get bored. Look at the Hall of Famers that came through Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Let's see. At that time, was Stan Lane in there with Tom Pritchard, or was it Bobby Eaton, or was it Jimmy Del Rey?
Jimmy Del Rey. It was Jimmy Del
That's what
Rey
I
and
was
Tom
thinking.
Pritchard were the Heavenly Bodies
Wow,
because Stan Lane was still working with Bobby Eaton as the Midnight Express.
that's right.
Ricky and Robert from the Rock and Roll Express was there. You had I think Arn Anderson made a stop there for a few months.
Yeah,
Back between his time from when he left, because this is the early '90s. From when he left WCW, went to WWE, and before he came back to WCW, you remember him and Tully went to WWE back in the early '90s as the Brainbusters,
yeah.
and then Arn went back to WCW when Turner took it over. So he had to stop there for a couple months. Al Snow, that's where he kind of broke in at, was at Smoky Mountain. I mean, there was a lot of Hall of Famers there.
There definitely was. Before we get into that wormhole, because that is a giant wormhole. If you ever get
Yeah,
into
we
Smoky
could do a
Mountain,
podcast on Smoky Mountain Wrestling,
we could probably do a year's worth of them.
and I could get Gibson to talk about it because he was there for most of it.
Now, if we bring him in, we might have 2 years worth of content.
Yes, probably so.
Um, so it started off with that trios match for it was a four-way trios ladders match for the AEW Trios Championship. You had the made-up mixed mismatched team of Pac and Blackpool Combat Club members Claudio and Yuta. They were taking on the Patriarchy, who had the belts. That was Christian Killswitch and Nick Wayne, the Bang Bang Gang of Juice Robinson and the Guns, and then the House of Black, which is Malachi Brody and Buddy Matthews. I did not have Pac and crew winning this one.
No, I figured that the House of Black would get the titles back. They're a true trios. They should have the titles for like the foreseeable future.
And maybe this was a nod to Pac and to the Blackpool Combat Club, who haven't got favorable bookings here lately, but they're highly respected. And they said, you know what? Even if we give it to them for a week or a month, I mean, they could turn around and lose it all out.
Yeah, and they were in Pac's home country.
Yep. But solid match. If you're going to have that many people in a ladder match, at least you had the right people in that ladder match. You had some really good spots.
Well, in the ladder match, when you have a multi-team, more than two team, where it's not a tag match at that point. It
No,
was
it's
anything goes, everybody in the ring at the
yeah.
same time, which is how you got to do those kind of matches.
Yep. It needs
I
to be chaos all at once.
thought it was well booked.
Absolutely. I'm not sure who booked that one even. But then we move to Timeless Tony Storm, who was defending her belt, was in past tense, against Mariah May. We didn't think Mariah was ready to take it. Apparently, Tony Khan disagrees with us. Mariah May, in a very good performance, is your new women's champion.
Yep, she's fun to look at, but I don't think her in ring ability is quite there yet.
But that's okay because, side note, even though I missed it right before I arrived at your house to watch, you told me that one of my favorites, Jamie Hayter, is back, and that's the perfect person for her to come eat alive.
Yep, Jamie Hayter came back. Saraya brought her whole family to the ring and was talking about how she was the best wrestler from England, and then Jamie Hayter's music hits. She comes down the ring, throws
Run them all.
Saraya out, and then got the crowd pop and posed, and then it was just a way to bring her back. Saraya's another one that they're underutilizing.
Yeah,
I
there's
think.
rumors she may try to leave, but I think she'd be dumb to do that.
Where's she gonna go?
Exactly.
I mean, her time
That
in
bridge is,
WWE.
I say that bridge is still on fire.
Yeah, she burned it to the ground, not never to be rebuilt.
Yeah, like the ashes are on fire.
Yeah, smoldering.
Yeah. But I think we got about 7 minutes left. Uh, oh, so we get to the casino gauntlet match, which can have tons of people in it. This one went just at 26-minute mark. There was a lot of really good spots. I think everybody got a pretty good run when they got in there. And as soon as the winner came to the ring, you suggested that he might win. And when Kill Switch came out right behind him and ensured that he was going to win, Christian Cage, your new basically Money in the Bank winner, because that's what that contract allows you to do.
Which I thought, because Brian Danielson's made it apparently clear, like obviously clear, that he didn't want to be a champion ever. Like, he
Like,
wanted to put guys over in his last run, have dream matches with certain people, didn't want the belt. I figured they might let him win the title and then have Christian come down at the end and cash in. But anyway, had Ricochet make his debut as well.
yep, because we heard some music hit that we didn't know. We saw the R logo, and you said, "Who do you think that might be?" And I said, "That can only be Ricochet." And here he came, and then we have blown each other's phones up ever since, coming up with people he can face.
Yep, it'll be fun to watch, and you don't even have to put the belt on it.
No,
Just 5-star matches with so many people: Darby Allin, Jack Perry, Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson,
Swerve, Osprey,
Pac, Swerve
MJF,
Strickland,
Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, everybody.
uh, uh, Kyle Fletcher, um, Omega when he comes back.
Yeah.
Either one of the Young Bucks. I mean, it just Jay Lethal. Go on and on and on and on. Like, he can
Oh, yeah.
have 5-star matches with anybody.
Even Mercedes.
Ooh, I don't know if she's ever. I don't know if she's got a 5-star match in her.
If he's involved, maybe.
Maybe I'd
But
like to
he
see
made it. Yeah.
power bomb her off the top rope.
I mean, I'm sure we could. I'll take this hat off. We'll pass it around as many rooms we need to. We'll take up a collection to see if he'll do that.
Yeah, I'm here for
So you think campaign funds are easy to get up? You wait till we pass the hat on who can power bomb her off of something.
it. Yes, yeah. People be stroking checks left and right.
Oh yeah, he'll never have to work again. But let's see. Got about 4 minutes left, so we got to be quick. Will Ospreay defeats MJF, and this I can't believe it was only 25 minutes. It felt like it was an hour, and it was the best hour I've ever seen.
It was, to me, the match of the night.
Absolutely.
But those, to me, those are the two best wrestlers in the business right now.
Yeah.
So it's easy to have the best match of the night with those two. And I
Yeah.
hope we get to see it again soon.
I think we will, but I think it'll be down the road. I think these two are going to split off from each other for a minute.
Yeah, we got to get MJF the belt back at some point.
Yeah. And in order to do that, you had to take this one off of him.
Yeah.
The same way you had to take Christian's trios belt so that he can be number one contender.
Right. And if you get a chance, get on YouTube or wherever you can find it out. Just watch that one match. If you don't watch anything else this pay per view, watch that one match.
I guarantee somebody bootlegged it. You can get it for free somewhere on the internet.
Yep. Be on YouTube right now.
Well, in about 3 minutes when we're done with this.
Yeah.
And then lastly, you kind of teased at it as well. Bryan Danielson beats Swerve Strickland. This was a fantastic match between the two of them. I felt like it was booked absolutely as great as it could, using his family, all the stuff like that, and Swerve doing everything in the world, and he just can't get rid of the American Dragon.
I was shocked that he tapped. I was shocked that he put him in a submission hold and made him tap. Now, I went back and watched it again because I record them all. I think because he had him in the what does he call that thing? What was Bryan Danielson called?
The LaBelle lock.
The LaBelle lock, and he had him hooked under his chin to start with. And Swerve tried to roll, and Danielson rolled over with him and was maintaining the lock, and then he came back up with it right
On
here.
his nose? On his nose, yeah.
Yeah, and leaned him, like bowed him back, and he immediately tapped. I think it was really hurting him. Like, I think he was supposed to maybe pass out, maybe.
But he
So
didn't have a choice. It's like, nope, this just has to stop now.
Yes, it was hurting so bad he had to get him off of him right then.
Yeah, I have been a unwilling participant for I don't know if you know the Timms family, the Ken Timms family. Back in the day, they would softly try ideas they had for matches because I happened to be standing there. And there's a lot of times by the time they snatch you up in something, oh, you tap just as fast as you can go.
It's funny. We play cards every Tuesday night, and Robert Gibson will get up to go to the bathroom or go get something to drink. He'll just randomly walk by people and either grab them around the throat or grab them around the face or grab that trap right there and squeeze down on it. So everybody's kind of jumpy when he walks by.
I appreciate the heads up on that in case I ever wander by there.
He will grab you in a chokehold before you know it.
Absolutely. A little more than a minute left. So, final words on this.
I give the overall I gave out of 10 I gave it a 7.5.
I give it that.
The Osprey MJF match was the best match of the night, and Swerve and Bryan Danielson was a close second, real close second.
Yeah, I agree with that. And we had the right amount of people that showed up, like all the debuts. Hayter coming back, Ricochet, a bunch of them. Nigel, we didn't say anything about Nigel McGuinness. Glad to see that he got some work back in, but we got lucky. We thought it was going to be back to back. Looks like they're going to take a week off. September 7th is All Out from Chicago, Illinois. I guess Colt Cabana's going to be on there. I don't think they have any Chicago people anymore, so we will get together and watch that one. But other than that, that's everything in All In. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed watching it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed watching us. For my tag team partner Clay Harden, I am Jeremy York. We will see you guys next time. Deuces, gooses.